This is day 28 of our European tour, October 2009. We went on a Lake Lucerne cruise and we went up the Stanserhorn mountain cable car. Here's a map of our 3 or 4 days left of our European tour if you want to pause that. So we started by going onto the ferry and having a Lake Lucerne cruise. The ferry terminal number 2 was where we got on board this ferry, and if you have a closer look at it, it reminds you of a Agatha Christie movie and the Poirot murder mysteries, or the Heroes of Tallymat, where they blew up the German heavy water being transported on one of these ships across a lake. Here are some small yachts on Lake Lucerne and the Lucerne Casino in the background, and then we got to sit inside out of the cold, which was really good because it was starting to get colder. And this is from the bow of the boat right down east towards Mount Stanserhorn in the distance. Right along the lake were these low-lying houses and farmlets, if you call it, but mostly these rich hotels or rich residents scattered along the lakeside. This is my beautiful wife dressed up in cold weather gear. I tried to get it to smile. And here's another one of these mansions on the hill, and a close-up of it looks like a hotel or a castle, and it even looks like something out of a James Bond movie. Or I should say, James Bond movies are set in places like this. I was also surprised to find barges going on the Lake Lucerne. But when you think about it, that's their transport and trade. Not sure what this is, but it looks like a fortification of some kind. So here's a shot from the bow of the boat, and I took a few shots of some local villages close to the shore, and that's the clouded over Stanserhorn mountain, and the Lady of the Lake, Lady of Lake Lucerne. Everywhere you go in Europe you'll find Roman Catholic icons of their faith. And there were a number of these jetties or piers, and not residents, but sort of like a taxi terminal. And here is a few of the tour group staring out at some sights, and the clouds went away and there was some rather clear photographs. Here's the Mount Stanserhorn again. And the further we got out, the more rural the villages became. And wouldn't it be great to live somewhere like that? But not in the winter time, I don't think. Then we arrived at the township or pier so that we could head up towards the cable car to go up to the mountain. And this is the Stanserhorn mountain cable car. And this is the terminal, the ferry terminal if you want to call it anything. And here's the local marina with 26 to 32 foot yachts, nothing bigger I don't think. And the little township of Beckenride, where we gathered in a group and waited for the tour director to tell us where to walk up to the cable car. So if you read the sign, this funicular or cable car was built in 1893. It was quite unique. Obviously some of them are more modern than the older ones. But we got on board and we travel up to the top of the mountain. So here are some photographs of 16 members of our tour group travelling in the one cable car with the tour director.
views are better here anyway. I mean, even without the clouds.
Are you warming up there, Baba?
Girls think heavy.
I think you're right.
Think heavy. It's my ninth, and I have 7 on the.
So you've done at least 9 times already. It smells like Marley's very brave to come.
What's happening? Wait, something else.
Marley's very brave to come here. Because usually he's scared of us.
23 or
It says up there, right.
So is that like a piece of
Sure, Gary, sure.
Actually, no, seriously, the train went all the way up, and you're gonna see the remains of it. Of the train further up.
Well, it's nicer. This is faster.
Wow. I think we have to stay.
They are trying to communicate. Hello, fellow aliens.
Isn't it beautiful?
Das ist cool.
Yeah. It's either the airport or dragster.
Nice, not too hard, otherwise he stops again.
How do we come down?
Oh my god.
Did you bring your skis?
With the railway. What's the other railway? That's the railway.
Come down.
You won't go the other way. But that's the rail track.
Wings. And then I just throw Marley down because he's
Not of the size.
See, I've got a Marley.
Snow on the mountain.
on Pilatus.
Melissa.
So you
Snow
see
on the
that,
mountain.
Where?
right there.
Mountain over there. On Pilatus. Pilatus. I think. Where? I can't see it.
Oh, it's gone behind the trees.
There's snow in this mountain.
There we go.
Very cool.
Yes. And then we go into the fog.
Yeah, we totally got
Where were they? Oh, cows.
They pulled up with electricity.
Yes.
Now you need to stop.
Oh my god.
We're only halfway up. You can see the cables are
only halfway.
I didn't even think halfway.
That means we're halfway down as well. Stop it, Nico, what's going on? Turn around.
Whoa.
Oh, that's the other way.
No.
Oh, are we going down like that?
Yeah.
No, don't
Worth losing the hand.
We are.
Mummy.
No, don't.
He doesn't understand. So look at that cat.
Faster
Look at
down.
that. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, you need to be on time.
the side of it.
Oh, good. Like I said, you.
It's just being dusted. Imagine rolling down here. Imagine that.
Queenstown one.
Yeah,
Airport there on the right hand side. So small airplane.
Can you imagine rolling
This is what you call a view.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Bird's eye view.
It's better than halfway.
snowboard?
Oh my god.
Going up.
Oh, I can see some white.
Do they pay you danger money?
What's that? Helen's got my
No, no.
This is one.
Get the train.
Might be a house, you know.
No, I think it's on the Lincoln track.
What's my name? No, one up there.
One is allowed to drop one. Suddenly it's gone. It's all fogged up.
Oh, you can't see.
And then I said, there's snow outside. And there was. Now, not often my wife will allow me to buy treats for myself. And on this occasion I bought this absolutely wonderful cake and a drink in the cold weather, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And she laughed because she doesn't like to spend money. If you believe the thermometer, it was 7 or 8 degrees outside. And here's an example of it fogged over. We didn't get any view at all, and it got thicker and thicker. And it was actually the first time I'd witnessed the beginning of a snowfall. Then the tour director started throwing snowballs at everybody. And it was on for young and old. Everybody started throwing snowballs at everybody else. Unfortunately, nobody threw anything at me. Because the snow had only started just as we arrived, I was surprised that we couldn't read this sign because of the amount of snow that had fallen. One of the waitresses said that we actually witnessed the first snowfall for the season. So then it was time to return down to the cable car funicular carriage and get on board and travel back down the mountain. So I'll let you watch the next few minutes of video without me talking and enjoy the ride back down the mountain. The video was produced by myself, and it's the end of another exciting video of day 28 of our European tour, October 2009, Lake Lucerne cruise and Stanserhorn mountain cable car.